Hey, welcome to a new video. It's no secret that the animal kingdom is bursting with an incredible diversity of shapes, colors, and sizes. But few animals captivate the imagination like those affected by a rare genetic condition called albinism. The creatures you'll witness in this video are not only enchanting to behold, but also incredibly rare. Some of these animals have been observed in the wild only once. Today we'll show you 35 of them. Are you new to this channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video. Here we have a rare albino zebra spotted in Tanzania, Africa, without any black stripes or markings. The albino zebra was first sighted by wildlife photographer Wilbert Lucas and has since captured the attention of nature enthusiasts and animal lovers worldwide. Albino zebras are incredibly rare and unique, with only few known cases documented globally. Unlike regular zebras, albino zebras lack pigmentation in their skin, fur, and eyes, giving them a white appearance. Experts believe their lifespan in the wild is typically shorter, due to their inability to blend in with their surroundings and evade predators. Albino koalas are incredibly rare and unique animals, even more so than white koalas, which still have some pigmentation in their fur. Albino koalas, however, are born without pigmentation in their fur, skin, and eyes, and they face many challenges in the wild. Their vision can be affected by the lack of pigmentation, making them less effective in finding food and avoiding danger. There's been a few documented cases of albino koalas, including Gulara, the world's only known albino koala, who lived in the San Diego Zoo and passed away in 1992. Giraffes are the tallest animals in the world, and their towering height is hard to ignore. But albino giraffes are completely impossible to overlook. In Kenya, there have been reports of two white giraffes, a mother and her calf, first spotted in 2017. According to the story, only the calf remains. It's closely monitored by wildlife conservationists due to the concerns about its safety given its rare coloring. The eyes of albino giraffes are usually blue instead of the dark brown or black color seen in regular giraffes, due to the absence of pigmentation. Snowflake was a remarkable gorilla that captivated people worldwide as the only known albino gorilla to exist. Snowflake was born in the wild in Equatorial Guinea in 1964 and was captured as a baby by conservationists. He was brought to the Barcelona Zoo, where he spent most of his life. Scientists were able to determine that he was a male western lowland gorilla. Recent studies suggest that Snowflake's albinism was caused by his genetic family, as his parents were closely related. He eventually lived to be 40 years old, which is considered a long lifespan for a gorilla in captivity. Recently, a massive boa constrictor was captured in a house in Florida. The snake measured 9.5 feet or 2.9 meters long and weighed 53 pounds or 24 kilograms. Albino snakes have a distinctive white color instead of the usual brown-green coloration. The homeowner called a snake specialist for help when they discovered their unique snake. They were surprised to find that the snake was obese, which made it quite intimidating in appearance. By the way, do you think there could also be a three-headed albino snake? Let me know in the comments. The lives of albino alligators are unfortunately not very long, as these animals need to blend in with their murky surroundings. One of those albino alligators is Gator George, who resides at Clyde's Reptile Land in Pennsylvania. Gator George is an American alligator, a species native to the southeastern United States. At the Newport Aquarium in Kentucky, Snowball and Snowflake live. Although they're not true albino alligators, they are still very rare. Snowball is a male alligator from Florida, who was found in the wild with other normally colored alligators. Snowflake was a famous albino alligator that came from the Barcelona Zoo, but passed away in 2003. In Sichuan province in China, an extremely rare albino panda was spotted. This is the second time an albino panda has been observed in the wild in China, with the first sighting occurring in 2019. The 2023 sighting of a white and pink-eyed albino panda took place in the Wolong National Nature Reserve, which is home to some of the largest populations of giant pandas in the world. The panda was captured on camera walking through the forest, and researchers are keeping a close eye on it to learn more about its behavior and health. Albino pandas are extremely rare and endangered species, which experts estimate that only a few remain in the world. The recent discovery of an almost 3-foot or 1-meter-long albino shark off the coast of Great Britain has been called a once-in-a-lifetime event by experts. The shark, which had no pigmentation in its skin and eyes, was caught by a group of fishermen working in the area. Albino sharks like this are incredibly rare, with scientists estimating that they occur only in 1 out of every 10,000 sharks. Sharks are generally notorious for their ability to blend in with their surroundings, so for an albino shark, it's quite challenging to survive in the wild, since it can easily be spotted by predators. A rare albino owl with red eyes has captured the interest of many people worldwide after its discovery. According to some experts, it could be a white snowy owl. Albino owls can face several challenges in the wild, including a lack of natural camouflage, a sensitivity to sun exposure, and predators. However, they're still able to adapt and survive in their environment, and they may even have certain advantages as hunters. Owls already have a gaze that will deter predators. Could you imagine those red eyes and a 360-degree rotating neck staring at you? The first albino stingray was reportedly sighted in 2009, and this rare specimen was called a pearl stingray. Albinism has taken away the pigment that gives the skin and scales their color. While most stingrays have a dark brown or gray coloration, albino stingrays have a white or pink color. In addition to their unique appearance, albino stingrays may also have certain physical abnormalities, such as missing or deformed fins, which can affect their mobility and hunting abilities. There's a unique type of bear in British Columbia, Canada, known as the Kermode bear, which is often mistakenly referred to as an albino bear. The Kermode bear is not actually an albino bear, but a variant of the black bear that has a recessive gene that causes its fur to appear white or cream-colored. These bears are highly revered by the indigenous people of British Columbia, who consider them sacred. Although albino bears are extremely rare, there have been reports of sightings in different parts of the world, including North America and Asia. Some albino bears may also have pink noses and eyes, due to the lack of pigmentation in those areas. It's easy to confuse albino lions with white lions. White lions acquire their unusual coloring from a recessive gene known as chinchilla. White lions have been feared by humans for thousands of years and have played significant roles in the mythology and folklore of many African cultures. However, albino lions are believed to exist as well, and like any other lion, they hunt large mammals such as zebras, antelopes, and buffaloes. These types of lions have often pale blue or green eyes, which are thought to be caused by the same genetic mutation that affects their fur color. On March 8, 2023, a group of albino kangaroos were spotted at the Panorama Wildlife Sanctuary in Australia. The kangaroos were seen hopping and grazing in a field within an enclosure specifically designed for albino animals. While this sanctuary houses several albino animals, including kangaroos, wallabies, and marsupials, the kangaroos are an extremely rare find. Owner Anna Marie Van Rooy and her partner Mick Smith have made it their life mission to breed albino animals since 2012. This sanctuary is home to a total of 9 albino kangaroos, which can't be found anywhere else in the world. There are known white ravens that are not albino, but there are also actually albino ravens. Unfortunately, they're sometimes targeted by hunters due to their unusual color, as was the case with the last surviving albino raven. This raven was so rare that they are more than a myth than an actual creature. When they found the raven, experts realized that the female wouldn't survive long due to an illness. She was only 2 months old, and at the time, she enjoyed sitting next to her owner's bed. She was named Pearl, and one of the challenges she faced was that her feathers, which lacked melanin, were not waterproof, preventing her from flying. During a special wedding day whale watching trip in 2023, an albino dolphin appeared. This happened in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. The first words that came from the boat captain, Lloyd Edwards, were ghostly creature. It was a flash of white amidst a pod of 200 dolphins. Its eyes were closed, so they couldn't see if they were red, but most experts agreed that it was an albino dolphin. Surprisingly, its albinism will not put its life in danger. They have few predators, and their coloration will make no difference. Albino horses are just as majestic as the average horse, if not more. Albino horses boast a pure white coat, pink skin, lush white manes and tails, and pale eyes. However, they're often confused with gray horses. For a horse to be albino, it must be the result of 2 copies of the gene from both parents. It will have no dark spots, markings, or speckles, and its eyes will vary from pale blue, white, or pink. Even its hooves will be white in color. Experts say that the albino horses that have been spotted are simply white horses, although others have a different opinion. Albino skunks are rare, occurring only when a genetic variation is present in less than 1% of the wild skunk population. Daisy, the albino skunk, is an unusual sight due to her unique coloration and the fact that she's considered the friendliest skunk in the world. She reportedly visits a town in Indiana frequently and has become sort of a local celebrity. According to the article, Daisy is friendly and loves to cuddle with her human friends. In fact, she's become a mascot of sorts for the local business, where customers can pay to have their photo taken with her. Her albinism doesn't hinder her from doing what skunks do, which is emit foul odor when they feel threatened. Albino hummingbirds lack the pigment that gives their feathers their characteristic colors. Instead, their feathers are completely white, and their eyes are pink or red due to the transparent color of their skin. These birds stand out in their environment and are a beautiful sight for those who encounter them. However, there are several reasons why albino hummingbirds do not survive long. Their feathers, although breathtaking, are weaker and likely prone to breaking during migration. They also lack camouflage abilities, making them more vulnerable to being spotted by predators. A white reindeer is the ultimate mystical creature, guaranteed to be an unforgettable sight. But how often are true albino reindeer found? Very rarely. Albino reindeer can be mistaken for piebald deer, which have white hair with small patches of brown markings. The chances of one being born, about 1 in 20,000. Reindeer already have it tough as it is, but albinism causes them to suffer from poor eyesight, resulting in depth perception issues and difficulty tracking movement. In a forest that's entirely brown and green, a white reindeer stands out significantly and is often abandoned by their herd. Is there anything more terrifying to a shark than an orca? Perhaps an albino orca, as the shark may see it coming but be unable to do anything about it. Recently, a rare albino orca was filmed just off the coast of Southern California. It was noticed by a group of whale watchers and stood out immediately as it swam alongside 6 other orcas. The albino orca was estimated to be 3 years old, quite an achievement for a wild albino animal, although orcas are quite formidable. This 3-year-old individual had completely white skin, so the group of tourists named it Frosty. For every 100,000 hedgehogs, one albino one is born. There's an estimated 100 albino hedgehogs living in the United Kingdom. Hedgehogs are solitary creatures that often curl up into a ball when threatened or stressed. Albino hedgehogs have pink or red eyes due to the lack of pigmentation in their eyes. This is because blood vessels are visible through the iris. Take a look at Miss Twinkle, who resides in North Yorkshire. According to experts, albino hedgehogs with their white skin and red eyes do not face any additional dangers in the wild. After the release of Miss Twinkle, the Jericho Animal Shelter welcomed another albino hedgehog that was found. An example of an albino spider is the albino zebra spider, a type of jumping spider found in the United Kingdom. This small spider has a striking white appearance due to the lack of melanin. Another example is the albino orb-weaving spider, which is common in North America and is known for its striking white and yellow coloration. Despite their unique appearance, albino spiders face numerous challenges in the world. Without the proactive color patterns that may help many spider species blend into their environment, albino spiders are more easily noticed by predators. They may also struggle to find a mate, as their white coloration may make them less attractive. However, albino spiders are said to be non-venomous and pose no greater danger to humans than other non-venomous spider species. Albino sloths have a striking white or light-colored fur that deviates from the typical colors of sloths, which range from the light gray to dark brown. One example of an albino sloth is one found in the Amazon forest in 2017. This small sloth, also known as the ghost of the forest, was discovered by a tourist during a tour with the Brazilian animal rescue group Funatura. The sloth lacked the usual pigmentation and had bright blue eyes, a common feature in albino animals due to the lack of pigmentation in the iris. Another example of an albino sloth is Frosty, who was rescued in Costa Rica in 2019. This female sloth was found in a precarious state by the side of the road and was eventually brought to the Costa Rican Animal Rescue Center. There are 2 famous examples of albino elephants, with a century between them. One notable example is the elephant of Burma. It was captured in the wild in the late 19th century and became a symbol of power and luck in Burma. Eventually, it was gifted to the King of Thailand, where it spent the rest of its retired life at the royal palace. Another example is the albino elephant named Mahdi, born at the Ramat Gan Safari Park in Israel in 1991. Mahdi was considered a medical wonder due to his survival, despite his genetic condition. He's said to have lived for over 2 decades before ultimately passing in 2018. Albino lobsters, like any other albino animal, have a genetic mutation that affects their melanin production, resulting in no skin and shell coloration. As a result, albino lobsters have a pale pink or white appearance that sets them apart from typical coloration of lobsters. One notable example of an albino lobster is Lucky, caught off the coast of Maine in 2017. This rare albino lobster was estimated to be around 10 years old and was donated to the Maine State Aquarium, where it became a popular attraction. But there's another albino lobster named Snowball. This lobster was caught by fishermen in the North Sea in 2016 in the United Kingdom. Despite its unusual appearance, Snowball was unharmed and released back into the sea. Bats usually rely on the cover of darkness, so you can imagine how challenging it is for an albino bat to survive. When Brian White looked outside his house, he found one in his garden and managed to take a photo of it clinging to the wall. According to various sources, this was the first albino bat spotted in about 30 years. However, others have reported more frequent sightings of albino bats in cave systems. Another white bat is the Honduran white bat, a species found in Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, and Colombia. It's a small bat that weighs very little and looks very cute. Don't you think so? Snowdrop the penguin was born at Bristol Zoo Gardens in the United Kingdom in 2002. It was a king penguin that quickly became famous and drew many visitors to the zoo, but unfortunately died in 2004. Another example is an albino penguin discovered on the coast of Argentina in 2020. At the time of discovery, it was the only known albino penguin of its kind. The penguin was rescued by a conservation group and is currently being cared for in a rehabilitation center. Albino penguins face unique challenges in the wild. They can also attract unwanted attention from predators or other penguins, and may struggle to find a mate due to their unusual appearance. Doberman dogs were originally bred in Germany in the late 19th century by a tax collector named Louis Doberman. They were used as guard dogs, police dogs, and military dogs. But have you ever seen an albino Doberman? Albino Dobermans have a controversial history, partly due to concerns about health issues associated with breeding them. In some cases, breeders specializing in albino Dobermans may breed them together to achieve the desired coat color. Despite this controversy, albino Dobermans remain popular among some enthusiasts of the breed due to their unique appearance. However, albino Dobermans are not recognized by national breed registries in some countries, including the United States and Canada. Albino snails can occur in various species, including giant African land snails and some species of terrestrial snails. They may have different dietary needs than snails with normal coloring. Snails with white or light yellow shells may require additional calcium supplements to prevent shell erosion. Experts once discovered an albino species of land snail called Euhadra quasida. These snails have completely white shells and an opaque white body with a pink tint. Another albino snail was also found in New Zealand, which has a pale, almost translucent body. The lack of pigmentation often affects the snail's eyes as well, which appear pale and less developed than those of a snail with normal coloring. It's believed that only 1 in 750,000 raccoons is albino. Due to their lack of pigmentation, albino raccoons are more susceptible to disease and other health issues. Albino raccoons have captured the attention of local communities and animal enthusiasts. In West Knoxville, Tennessee, for example, a family recently shared footage of 2 albino raccoons visiting their backyard. The family referred to the animals as white trash pandas and said that they had never seen such unique raccoons before. In 2017, a baby albino raccoon was rescued by a wildlife rehabilitation center in Texas. This raccoon named Ghost was released back into the wild after several months of care and rehabilitation. Let's hope he's doing well. Albino peacocks are extremely rare, and they are variations of the Indian blue peacock, which is native to South Asia. Here's some interesting facts about albino peacocks. Albino peacocks have completely white feathers and striking blue eyes. Note that only male peacocks are called peacocks, while females are called peahens. Albino peacocks are not well adapted to life in the wild, as they are easily noticed by predators, making them vulnerable to attacks. Some albino peacocks are domesticated, and sometimes they're kept as exotic pets. If an albino peacock mates with a partner with a typical coloring, the offspring can inherit the condition and produce more albino birds. Recently, a rare albino Indian flapshell turtle was discovered in Telangana, South India. According to local reports, the turtle was found in a village pond and later handed over to a conservation group. They occur in various types of water bodies and are characterized by the absence of melanin pigments in their skin, eyes, and scales. Albino turtles require special care compared to turtles with normal pigmentation. For example, they are more susceptible to sunburn and skin damage, as they lack the protective pigmentation of regular turtles. Albino turtles should also be housed in dark and cool environment to remain comfortable with UVB lighting that can stimulate a consistent day and night cycle. Albino white deer are a genetic variant of white-tailed deer species. Like other albino animals, they lack melanin pigments in their fur, and their eyes have a pink or red color. They're extremely rare, and estimates suggest that less than 0.1% of white-tailed deer population is albino. A famous example of an albino deer is the Seneca white deer, a rare herd of white-tailed deer that lives around the former Seneca Army Depot in northern New York. The Seneca white deer have a unique genetic characteristic that gives them a pure white coat. The herd has now become a protected species and is a popular attraction in the region. Albino tigers are a rare and unique variant of the Bengal tiger species. They're extremely rare, and it's estimated that there's only a few dozen albino tigers in the wild today. The rarity and beauty of these animals have made them a popular attraction in zoos and nature conservation areas around the world. A famous albino tiger is Mohini, a Bengal tiger that was rescued from the wild in 1951. Mohini lived in the Alipore Zoological Gardens in India until her death in 1968. She was considered one of the most beautiful tigers of all time and often drew attention in the zoo. Her preserved body is now on display at the National Zoological Park in New Delhi, India. Meet Migaloo, a rare albino humpback whale that was first spotted off the coast of Australia in 1991. The name Migaloo means white fella in some Australian Aboriginal languages. There's only a few known albino humpback whales in the world, and Migaloo is one of the most famous. Migaloo made headlines again in 2011 when it was believed that he had fathered not one, but two albino humpback whale calves. Both calves were seen swimming alongside their mother in different parts of the ocean, leading scientists to speculate that Migaloo is likely their father. Have you ever encountered an animal with albinism? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we've made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.